My name's Anthony Ambuul. I am a parishioner at Corpus Christi. I've been in seminary now for 7 years. And I've lived in Colorado Springs my entire life. I began discerning the priesthood when I was in high school. I had an opportunity to go to a college, and I would be spending freshman year with a bunch of cousins, but there was no peace in that decision, and it didn't make sense because it was going to be a riot going with all the cousins to college, and we all got along so well. But I realized that if there's no peace in that decision, maybe it's because God was directing me somewhere else. And so at that time, I really didn't have a strong relationship with God, and so I decided to start attending daily Mass. This was senior year, and so for about 6 months I was attending daily Mass, and I would ask the same 2 questions. I would say, God, give me the courage to ask what you want me to do and the strength to accept it. And I continued with that prayer for 6 months before I began a novena to Therese of Lisieux, asking Therese to send me a rose on the 9th day if I was called to enter seminary. Because I wasn't expecting, I thought, well, that sounds more difficult to receive a rose than to not receive a rose. And so on the 9th day, while I was at school, in between classes, I was down by the front desks with some of the other classmates, and we were having a conversation, and just randomly in through the front door ran this little kid with this big bouquet of roses. And immediately I was just hit with this inexplicable peace that whatever it was God was calling me to, it was going to be okay. And even though it didn't make sense to me, He was going to be in control. And really just completely submitting myself to God's will at that moment and entrusting myself to His care, really. Any guys that are interested in seminary or not sure if they should consider it, my advice to them would be, don't be afraid to pursue it, to ask those questions, because in the end, God is the only one who is able to grant you true peace, true happiness. And so don't be afraid to pursue His will. He's the loving Father. He's not the kind of Father who is always looking to condemn you, to berate you, anything like that. He is excited and over glad that you even care to find out what He wants you to do. And even if you're not called to seminary, He's going to reward you immensely just for asking that question. And the rewards that you'll receive just in the people you meet, in the relationships you build, in the experiences you have, and the amount of things you learn, it's gonna help you for the rest of your life. So I would say don't be afraid at all, and don't forget seminary itself is a discerning period. Similar to someone going on a date with somebody else, you're not committing to marriage just because you went on a date. In another way, seminary, it's an intentional time to discern, is this what God is calling me to? And it's a blast. Don't be afraid to enter into it. As for the people for the Diocese of Colorado Springs, I would just love to say thank you for your support. Only in heaven will we recognize how much your prayers are really helping us, but anything and everything that you do for the seminarians is so appreciated. Even if sometimes we're slow to write a thank you letter, we are always so grateful for all the help that you give us, and especially in some of the difficult times of seminary. That is always what's so appreciated and really picks us back up whenever we're down. So thank you so much, and please keep it up. We're praying for you as well.